Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 in the series between LG IEM Yoda versus ATN Socke. Didn't do a quick check to see if Yoda is actually still part of this team, as we now see Yoda doing a very good split, making sure to mine from only the closest mineral patches. You are going to see a little bit of micro there as the mining is now taking place. Yoda spawning as the red Terran player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Socke spawning as the blue Protoss player on the top right-hand side of the map. Both players pretty much opening up with absolutely nothing out of the ordinary, as it is still too early to call. Now, Game 1 in the series, it really felt like Socke put himself behind, losing a lot of 4 sentries and a warp prism to really not do much damage at all. Yoda thought he would capitalize on the losses, but Socke somehow had a large enough amount of gas that he still had 2 Colossus, was still researching extended thermal lance, and was able to train up a 3rd Colossus during that attack. With 3 Colossi and very strong force fields, Socke able to get enough momentum on his side and then bring the battle back to Yoda, and there was not much Yoda could do there. Now, as this game gets underway, we'll see what Yoda and Socke's strategies will be. Is he gonna once again go for once again go for a fast expansion? It looks like that may be the case. Yoda now wandering around. No, actually building up a 2nd barracks here. So this is a 15 barracks, double barracks without gas. And I think he is going to try and be perhaps a little bit aggressive, but not quite sure what's going to come of this. There's not going to really be that many Marines. We can see gas now being taken, but what is Yoda's long-term strategy? I got to say that this is a build that I haven't seen in quite some time. 2 racks into a refinery. I can't even remember the last time I said 2 racks in a professional game without the word proxy in its opening statement or before those words. Okay, Yoda now still moving across the map, will be able to scout out his opponent. Supply depot now being placed down as well, making sure to not fall behind and not stay supply locked for far too long. Tech lab now being added up as well, as we are going to be going perhaps into Marauder Marine. Was a probe or anything able to slip by from Socke? Socke not quite yet. He hasn't actually done any scouting, and this may be a particular strategy that Yoda had in mind after noticing that Socke doesn't really scout. These double Marines and now Marauder Marines with concussive shells are going to be very aggressive. However, Yoda is noticing that there is not a command center or a nexus yet. Without this nexus here, you would normally be able to deduce that Yoda is actually going to have a lot more units than he did in the previous game. So far, 2 Marines, a Marauder and a Marine. More is just still being trained up behind. Are we going to perhaps see a push out with 4 Marines and 3 Marauders? That may be the case there. Units are all just simply going to regather themselves, as we do see 1 Stalker. Alright, the timing on this attack may be just that. Socke is waiting for a Marauder and a Marine, or sorry, the Zealot to try and poke its way up. If it does actually spot something, oh, the Stalker now already deciding to back off, perhaps a little bit extra cautious of what is going to be happening. Yoda currently sitting with 1 Marauder, 4 Marines, more Marauders and Marines coming in. SCVs also coming in as well, as this is a fairly strong, almost worker rush. Yoda, is he going to be able to get up into the base inside here? Oh, he may get taken down. Oh, 1 more shot is going to do it, and here you go. But catches a sentry. That is going to be a huge loss for Socke. Socke losing a sentry already, as the units are now trying to head up the ramp. No sentry to block off that ramp there, and here is the problem. Bunker now being placed down. Is the robotics facility gonna get taken down? That is the key question, as the Stalkers and the probes are now trying to engage as well. Once more, both sides are fighting. There's a force field. Marauders are engaging against some of those probes. SCV has taken a lot of damage, and this SCV needs to be very careful, as we now see the Immortal will be popping out. There is an Immortal, and the Immortal dealing so much damage. Socke coming back over the top. Is he going to be able to do it enough? Yes, it looks like 1 more Marauder gets taken down. Another Marauder may get taken down. Marines still trying to engage, and it looks like it's going after the Zealot. The Zealot will get taken down, and the Marines now trying to push back against the Stalker. Stalker simply retreating. We are seeing Chrono Boost onto a Warp Gate. This one particular bunker will simply get cancelled, as another probe is going to get taken down. All right, sight up onto the high ground. Stalkers. All right, a new Immortal is now out. You can see that the Marauders and the Marines are trying to engage, but unable to do so. Socke is down to 32 supply, but with a new Immortal coming out and not enough Marines to really stop all of these Stalkers, that may just be enough. Okay, are we going to perhaps see the Marauders and the Marines stick around long enough to damage this Nexus? No, we are not. As Socke was able to micro out of that particular battle, it really felt like Yoda at any point could have just engaged and attacked, tried to all in, and it may have been successful. 43 supply over 43 for Yoda. Meanwhile, 41 over 52 for Socke. Socke now trying to get up back into that economic game, as the Marauders and the Marines are going to once again charge up this ramp. Still no stim. Oh, stim is going to be finished in time for this attack, and this is potentially going to be huge. Here we go. There is the engagement, taking down the sentry, going after the Immortal. The Immortal quickly taken down, now trying to take down the second Immortal. The Immortal isn't going to be able to run away in time. It looks like it will. It looks like it may. No, it will not, as the Zealots are now trying to charge in. So a little bit of a re-macroing, making sure that there was actually stim, and then with stim was able to charge up the ramp. All right, probes now trying to make their way over. The probes are trying to come in and flank, but Marauders and the Marines will take down many of those probes. Socke just trying to buy time, but losing a lot in this engagement. These probes are trying to get away. Is it going to work out enough, as the probes are falling rather quickly? It looks like another probe is going to get taken down. There it goes, and even this Nexus may fall. No, Socke fortunate enough to hold onto this Nexus. 21 workers killed, as Yoda does have an orbital command soon to be operational. And now going into a follow-up play of Starport and Medivacs. Marauders and Marines now looking to fight against once more. Yoda really looking to put pressure on the Socke. Socke perhaps wishing that he had a mothership core right now. Range 13 cannon, oh so good, especially when that cannon also has 1,500 hit points. Observer keeping track of the Marauders and the Marines. Combat shield has been researched. Medivacs are now being added as well. A factory will be able to provide sight up onto the high ground. Harvester count is 36 to 29 with 3 mules. Yoda will be able to just train up a lot more. You can see the number of production buildings, and more importantly, how many Medivacs he's training at a time, able to train up 2 at a time, because he is running on 3 gas. And with more Marines being added, I believe this may be the final blow coming in from Yoda. If Yoda is able to just walk up the ramp and deal the necessary damage, that could potentially be huge. All right, here we have it. Immortals, sentries, stalkers, now perhaps waiting for an attack that will be coming. Yoda is also coming in with a drop from the far side. These Marauders and the Marines, though, need to perhaps heal back up. They are going to regroup once more. This medevac drop could drop either here or here, causing problems in both locations. And if he's able to get off another 10 to 15 worker kills, that will be GG, as Socke is already behind. 44 to 33. In comes this next attack. Where is the rest of the medevacs? Medevacs are bringing up the rear now. Marauders and Marines here, as we now see the medevac. Oh, I believe the stalkers did spot this medevac here, and the medevac is going to be dropping Marauders. There you go. Dropping down some of those units. Is it going to be enough? The medevac needs to get away. It looks like it will not, but the Marauders and the Marines are going to clean that up. Meanwhile, an engagement here as the Marauders and the Marines able to elevator up onto the high ground. We can see Guardian Shield acting as a little bit of additional armor. The Marauders doing a great job just trying to take down those Immortals, but the Immortal is now just a little bit too far away. Factory overhead. How many workers were killed? Another 10 workers were lost, as Yoda now very ballsy, taking a third base with only 81 or 85 supply. I mean, here you can have it. The medevacs are going to be dropping up onto the far side here. There are 3 medevacs in this group. Here you go. They are going to drop now straight up here and be able to unload all of their cargo, and now trying to take down more workers. All right. It looks as though the Zealots, the Marines, and the Marauders are going to try and engage, but with no stalkers in the group, the medevac pilots can just do not even fancy flying, any bit of flying, and get away for another day. Marauders and Marines now looking to take down these destructible rocks. The Observer does not know that there is an expansion already down here, and Socke does have to feel a little bit of the pressure. Marauders and Marines able to take down a high ground pylon off over here. And we are still seeing more and more units being added. Immortal or Observer. Did the Observer catch the site of that expansion? It looks like it still did not knowing that there was already an expansion here, as Yoda transferring over already 9 workers with a 54 to 33 harvester advantage, really not having any diminishing returns at any of his bases. 16 harvesters per base, plus the 6 that are on gas. Marines and Marauders. Yoda looking very strong, having 7 medevacs, all of them with a good amount of energy, getting up to 9. He doesn't really need 9, and he may even consider getting Vikings at this point to try and counter. Here you go. There is the engagement. Marauders and the Marines just simply walking up inside the base. 1 Immortal gets taken down. A Zealot's going to get taken down very quickly as well. Not enough energy for force fields, as Stalkers are now trying to reinforce. Another Immortal gets taken down, but Socke actually doing a good job in this exchange, exchanging fairly well, even though he lost more in that fight. He does have more to lose, so, and he can perhaps quote unquote afford to lose it, but anytime you have a very good exchange, that is always good for you, as you know that you are at least trying to fight your way back into this. Now, what is Socke's strategy going to be? Socke at this point is hoping that that Yoda doesn't bring over a lot of units to this ninja expansion on the bottom right. On top of that, Socke is hoping that Yoda has a little bit of a mental lapse. He needs a fight to go very favorably in his favor, or yeah, not in his favorably, for him, in order to get the correct engagement. You can see that the Immortals are here. The Immortals are not upgraded at all. Finally getting into some armor upgrades, but that 2-2 upgrades coming in the Marauders and the Marines may be too much. Here you can have it. The Immortals are going to get taken down very quickly. 1 Immortal down, a 2nd Immortal already down. Marauders and the Marines just doing a little bit of a dance back and forth, and there is the GG. Yoda continuing the attacks, never really allowing Socke to get into the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.